Welcome back. Today we'll be talking about the leverage system for Madden 26 on how EA is improving how the whole entire game is going to be more realistic. Yes, you got it. The blocking is going to feel better. They're just trying their best to make things much better in the sense of building gameplay to feel more better so we can stop complaining at the end of the day. But the thing is, will we ever stop? I don't know. Some people love this game so much. Some people just can't stand it but still play it, and then some people can't stand it but don't play it. So I don't know, like there's just so many scenarios and different situations. Now here's the thing, leverage system is here for Madden 26. They have been improving how blocking works to make it feel more realistic and help you trust what you see when running the ball. Smarter AI will now look at leverage. Who was the better position to decide which blocking animations happen and who wins those battles. Now, this new leverage system knows what leverage is desired by a blocker and defender when they got engaged, which is actually pretty crazy. Now, based on this design, on the play and or any adjustment made to the play based on the ratings matchup. Now, here's an example of it. If the offense wants to run a zone run in a B gap versus a 3 technique defensive tackle, the guard is attempting to get his head to the play side of the 3 technique so that he can win the B gap, but the 3 technique is not supposed to get reached unless he's playing the inside gap. So he desires to win a B gap to focus on the running back into a different lane. Now, based on the ratings of the guard and D tackle, their body positions at the point of engagement, the proper animation will trigger that they will put either the blocker or defender in the gap with the other struggling to try to take it over. Now, this is actually crazy. Like, there's so much going on right here. There's just an example of how the B cap is gonna verse the 3 technique defensive tackle and how it's all gonna go down. Now, here's the thing though, whichever player has head leverage in that gap has a significant advantage in winning the gap. So if the blocker wins, the defender will have a harder time shedding into the B gap or steering into the B gap, and the ball carrier will now have confidence that his guard will hold the B gap long enough to burst through it. Now, that's just insane. It's just so crazy how like this whole leverage system is gonna plan out to be like one of the most insane things for Madden 26. Now, here's the thing though, it could also not be one of the most insane things for Madden 26. They could just be totally giving us this whole scenario, but then it's just very glitchy when it happens. Obviously, they're breaking down the smarter AI for the whole leverage on how the rating system should be so much better at certain parts, with the example of the B gap versus the 3 technique defensive tackle. Now, continuing what I was saying before on how if he has confidence, his guard will hold up to the B gap long enough to burst through it. But here's the thing, if the defender wins the gap, he's likely to push his blocker into the hole or quickly shed to make a play. Given all the blocking and defense, this is actually crazy to hear. I'm liking this though. It's just the whole leverage system on the realism of how AI is going to be smarter, and then hearing all this is just insane. It really is, because I just love this example 100%. And you got to just see it in a gameplay aspect though, because just hearing it is just like, oh wow, that's pretty good. But let's see how it plans out, is the realism of what I want to really see at the end of the day. Let's use EA's realism, realistic reality that they keep throwing in us, AI, that realism that I want to see, you know? I know it's coming in August. I know we got to wait, but then again, I'm hearing all this good stuff and I just got to see it to believe it at the end of the day. Now, just to wrap it up, given all the blocking and defensive improvements coming this year, understanding leverage is a way to set yourself apart. Now, the leverage battle might fly under the radar, but mastering it will pay dividends. Because here's the thing, when you're playing on defense and or offense, you are given that one player you're using and you get to use the user AI. But then again, when there's the other 10 on the offense and defense that you're not using, that's just the AI that's improving, that they're fixing. And the reason behind this is they're simply making it better to the fact where it's going to be more difficult when you're playing in any game mode. So the AI is going to be more challenging. It's going to be more skillful in a way when you're playing all Madden. So it's going to be more stressful in a way, which again is good. You don't want wonky, terrible AI. You want good AI that is reasonable and feels real, to the point where you're like, okay, the game is more playable now that AI is more focused on improving and not you know, unplayable, where it's like less of an improvement, because you don't want that. You don't want EA to go backwards. You want them to go forwards, and them bettering the AI. They're talking so much about AI and realism this year on their efforts to make this game so much better than it already is. And right here, as they're talking about with the leverage system, they're just giving us a huge example of it all, explaining things left and right about certain things like the B gap versus a 3 technique defensive tackle. And there could be definitely something else versus something else. Not just going to be these 2 things versing. It's definitely 2 other things and many more to come, because they're really focusing on the leverage system, knowing that the leverage is desired by a blocker and defender when they get engaged. They want to bring leverage into the system of Madden 26 to build up certain scenarios, to improve AI, and to improve your experience when you're playing, to make things feel more real. Okay, that's one thing that EA is trying to bring to the table for Madden 26. They're also trying to copy college football a little bit. I know it's not really a copy, but then again, it is, knowing that it is a different EA dev team, but then again, same company. They're not really trying to copy it, but they're trying to just bring a better game to the table, knowing that people do love the college football game. So they're just dragging it across and simply just bringing a simple improvement to Madden 26, which a lot of people are going to love and a lot of people are probably going to dislike. So I feel most certain that people are going to say that the game for Madden 26 is not going to feel real. AI is the same, and just give examples of how they are talking so much upon this game to be good, but it's not good. It's not better than what they are stating. So that could be a setback and could be terrible. The things that I'm talking about are key things that EA is providing to us themselves on Madden 26. So if things don't come true, it's basically an EA thing, and they're just saying stuff while we're just sitting here going, okay, we have to play it to see it. And that is definitely a bad example to set, because the game is set at a price range of $70 or more, depending on which version you do buy. So it is pretty much going to be terrible if the game is worse than what they stated to be. So obviously we hope that the leverage system is good and AI has much improved from Madden 25. I just hope the game is smooth sailing and is great. If it is a little bit better than Madden 25, I think they're in the right direction. But then again, a lot of people will still complain, depending. But I just think we will move and the game will still be moving because that's how it's going to go. I don't think we have that much power to control what EA does. If they're still making money at the end of the day, they're still going to move with what they have to do. But yeah, that's the leverage system, and that's just some stuff I wanted to add on to it. I will give you guys more videos talking about other things throughout the game for Madden 26 that EA has talked upon, like pass block mechanics and just much more. There's so much to talk about, and yeah, certain videos they talk a little bit less about these key topics and not have to add on just on my opinion sometimes, and that's what I kind of did here. So I hope you guys did enjoy. Also comment down below what you guys think on this whole situation, because they're saying some things, and if it doesn't come true, it could be bad. But if it comes true, that's great. We're in a step to the right direction to making Madden 26 much better on improving the leverage system and better AI, which is great. That makes the game so much better in so many situations. So I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, drop a like down below if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.